All right, guys, welcome back to another video of Shaman J. Today we're going to be looking at the part two, just cameras for the Pixel 9 Pro and the iPhone 16 Pro. A lot of people felt some type of way about that video. It's, the Pixel's trash or the iPhone's trash. Folks, that was a video I shot probably at midnight or whatever, and it's just one little spotlight going in my office. It was a quick sample. So the true nature of I think both phones actually did pretty decent. I just preferred the Pixel in that scenario. But I'm going to go ahead and show you the phones outside today in a more well-lit situation. And obviously both phones are going to do very well. So you're just going to have a preference of which one you like better. True Tone was turned off on. I don't have True Tone on the iPhone turned on at all. I don't like the way it makes things look. I think the iPhone does exceptionally well outside, as do most phones. So you're going to be able to see exactly what both phones can do in this scenario. And I think this just comes down to the tones that you prefer. And also you got to remember, try looking at this video, because some of you guys are looking at this on your phone. And your phone is not going to give you I don't think it's going to give the best representation of what these video cameras can actually do. So if you can, look at it on a computer, your TV, something like that. Because a phone, if you're looking at it on an iPhone, you're going to see it a certain way. If you're looking at it on a Pixel, you're going to see it a certain way. So if you can, look at it on something that's not one of these phones, like a TV or a computer monitor, laptop monitor, then I think you'll really get the gist of how these cameras are actually producing the footage. So, leave your bias out of it and just look at what you see and be honest with yourself. So here's the first part of this video. I'm going to go ahead and show you some content now from the iPhone versus the Pixel. Let's get it. Now here's the iPhone shooting here, just shooting this stuff that was on the table pretty much. I did this because there's different colors in here. So you got the mix of colors in this Pringle can here. And you can see how it looks. This is some stuff my wife left on the table. You can see her little bag here. And you got some colors here. So let's switch over to the Pixel. Now here's the Pixel shooting in the same position here. You can see the color from the cans, how it's producing it. And then you've got the same thing here. This is how the Pixel is going to produce the footage. Now here is front camera action from the iPhone. I'll do the Pixel next. This is just a nice daylight setting here. There's two windows behind the camera here as always. It's a little sunny out, and from this angle, it's very sunny outside, but at this angle, the sun's not really peeking on this side. So it gives you some sense of how the iPhone's gonna do in a pretty well lit situation on the front camera. Now here's the Pixel on the front camera. Showing the content here. This is what it looks like. I think the Pixel's colors are just different on this Pixel. The colors are a little darker than I think its representation is a little bit darker than it actually what it is in true to life. But that's just what I can see through the viewfinder. But I guess we're all looking at it in post now. All right, guys, so there you have it. In this scenario, this is what both phones produced. I've used both of these phones, like I said, for my car channel. I think they both look really, really solid, man. I think it's just a matter of whatever's happening that day. And both phones are consistent. They both produce really good footage. And I don't have a complaint about either one. So I'll let you determine which one you like best. I think the Pixel does great at photos, but I think I've learned that processing certain things up to YouTube, it definitely changes the way it looks. So when I do things straight out of the phone and upload directly to YouTube, I think it looks a lot better than sometimes going into post and putting it all together. I think that sometimes things get a little changed up in the way it's processed to YouTube, and that goes for not just the iPhone or the Pixel, just any phone. Seems like when you're going directly from phone to YouTube, the processing is a little different. But I like both phones. I think they both do very well. I think the iPhone's video is really strong and good daylight. I think it's going to be really hard to beat the iPhones, at least the phones that I'm using here. I know there's a lot of phones out there that can produce footage very well and beat out the iPhone. I think that the Pixel is not as strong contender for video when it comes to the iPhone as it could be. I think the Tensor chip is what's holding it back, and the processing capabilities that it could possibly do. So, hopefully next year Google does even better with video, because I think Google's video is definitely 90 to 100% compared to what it used to be. And there's no overheating or anything like that. I think it just comes down to preference. And if I didn't have these side by side, obviously I'd choose the Pixel as an overall device. Like I choose the Pixel as a complete device that I could use. And actually, and I like the iPhone too. Obviously I'm using them both, so it's hard for me to choose. Like to make a strong, like if you take away one of the phones, I'm just going to live with the other one, you know what I'm saying? But having the ability to use both, I think is great. And I believe that Apple has done so well with their video, and the fact that they don't change their hardware a lot, it might be working in their favor, because their chip is very strong, no problems whatsoever. Google's chip is strong, it's just not silicon strong. It's not the Apple silicon strong. So I think that's where it limits itself when it comes to certain things, when it comes to the camera. Everyday tasks and things like that, that's great. But video quality, I still lean a little bit towards the iPhone. Even though I'm using the Pixel as my primary device, I still lean more towards Apple for the iPhone for certain video things that I'm doing. It's just better. And there's just no getting around that for me. You can adjust the tones on both phones, but I think Google tends to make things darker sometimes than what they really are when you're looking at people. And then the iPhone, with pretty much most settings now, I remember the iPhone used to give like this yellow hue. And sometimes you can still see it, but vlogging with the iPhone is a heck of a lot better. I really like Google's front camera. I think it's very strong. They really need to work more on their video. That's pretty much what it is. They need to work stronger and work more on their video, and get it to where it's not such a challenge to produce that smooth flow. Like changing between lenses on the iPhone is smoother. Transitions on the iPhone, like panning, is smoother. Things just feel a little bit more smooth. And Google's on their this is the 9th iteration of their phone, but I think this is only the 4th chip. And I'm not going to say they need to go back to the drawing board per se. I just think they really need to focus on making that chip give it the unlimited power that it could possibly do. So, I think Apple's video is definitely a lot stronger, a lot better in certain situations. The Pixel is really strong in a lot of areas too. Photos to me look pretty good on both. The Pixel always edges it out in portrait photos, but I think just regular photos, I think the iPhone can hold its own. I really do. So it's your man Jay. Hope you guys enjoyed. What do you think about the content that you saw today? I'll see you in the next one. Take care.